Ridealong Live, where everyone has a story to tell.
You gotta be firm in this time, son. You gotta be strong.
Hey, ride along. Welcome to the ride. Welcome to Monday. Beautiful Monday on the ride. How you guys doing? How was the weekend? How was the weekend, everybody? How was the weekend? Hey, Jennifer Lewis. Lydia James, the first one. Lydia, you're so blessed, you don't even know it. Lydia, you are so blessed, you don't even know it. Yes, Lydia James. Big up yourself. Natasha Charles, how you doing? Welcome to the ride. I'm encouraging everyone to share. Let me do the same thing as well. Let me go ahead and do the same thing as well. Share, put the program on your page and say I share. Share, put the program on your page and say I share. Veronica Edwards, how you doing? Big up yourself. Yeah. Share it. Put it on your page and say I share. Share, put it on your page and say I share. I'm going to start a watch party right now, So if you guys able to, which I know you are, start a watch party. Lydia, Tamika Rogers, how you doing? Big up yourself. Thank you so much. I want to start. I find these days Facebook does play with me, you just give me a real problem just to start a watch party. You got to press like so much stuff. Normally it didn't used to take that long to start a watch party, but these days Facebook is like you have to do all kind of acrobatics just to start a watch party, man. Facebook, ease me up now, man. And it continues keep blocking me still, It's still ain't solved. The problem still ain't solved as yet. It's Ride Along for today. It is Monday. Yeah, it's Monday on the ride. And let me tell you guys something. Today's program, you want to share it twice. Yeah. Today's program, you want to share it not once, but you want to share it twice. Unable to start a watch party. I don't know what happened to Facebook. Anyway, we have a story today that every person need to watch. Seriously, no joke. The program today, we need every person to watch. Not only watch, I want you guys to share. Because this young lady, Nene, who is going to be joining me very shortly, I see her, she's ready and she's ready to go. She has a story to tell, a compelling story to tell that would send shivers down your spine. It will really send shivers down your spine. And it's for women as well as men to understand. You know, as we move into Domestic Violence Week, it was important that we pay close attention to these stories, survivor stories. But this is more than a survivor story, which you would hear but a little bit later. I don't want to preempt much of it. She would tell a story of self-defense and what happened. I ain't going to tell all you anything more than that. Guys, as I said, this story tonight will send chills up your spine. Nene is going to be joining us very shortly to share her story, guys. So everybody go ahead and share the program right now.
Up in Miami, she really like my flex and she admire me.
Yes. How you doing? Lacey J, how you doing? Welcome, Lacey J. How was your weekend? Although I saw you all weekend, Lacey J. Dominique Charles, how you doing? Deanne Fraser, our moderator. Amanda Fraser, you share twice. Amanda Fraser, you're getting the award for today. Amanda Fraser, thank you so much. I share for real this time. Alright, listen, don't lie to me this time. Alright, guys, you know, I have something to say about what's happening right now as it relates to COVID-19, but I'm gonna save it for a vlog for later, right? Because I really want to dedicate a large part of the program today to talk to my next guest. She's Denise. Denise, she'll correct me. And she's joining us live right now. Nene, welcome to the ride. How the hell are you?
How are you? I'm a fan. I have to have.
Yes, yes, yes. Nene, do you have a headphone by any chance?
Um,
No, you don't have one? All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, hold on, hold on, hold on. I want the audio. I know the audio having a little bit of a problem. I want to make sure that we hear you very, very, very clear. Are you hearing me better?
yeah.
I'm hearing you, but it could have been. It could be better. It could be better. It could be better. All right. It could be better if we had like a headphone. But hold on. We'll get it fixed, guys. You think you might be able to get one or no? All right. She's going to work on getting a headphone. And guys, this story tonight is a story that you're watching and she looking simple, right? She's been through a lot. And her whole life changed, but it didn't get her down, right? Nene, as simple as you saw this young lady right there. I don't want to give out. I don't want to give out more. You know what? I'm not going to give out more. I'll wait until she comes in. And I'm not going to give out more. I'm not going to give out more. Yeah, Lydia James, I know it's echoing badly. We're waiting. She's going to try and see if she could get a headphone. It'll be best if she get a headphone. Alright, it'll be best if she get a headphone. Hey, Lois JJ, headphone. Alright? Yes. She's coming back. So this is a perfect opportunity for everybody to go ahead and share. Alright? This is a perfect opportunity for everybody to go ahead and share the program. Share it.
Was up in room 112, she give me the hotel key. No sooner me reach it, they rob me shirt. I couldn't wait to zip down the skirt. Flat pon the ground, me back hit the dirt. Cheap on top, the girl start.
Alright.
So me say tell me the way how you
Lacey, Lois,
me have the plot.
Deanne, Tamara.
Fertilize it.
Everybody share.
For it, I'm pushing it up.
Everybody share.
And I ain't holding.
I'm not gonna tell you guys nothing more about the story. I'm not gonna say nothing more about the story. When she comes in, she'll share the entire story. I'm not saying nothing else about the story.
Until I touch your spot. Then she tell me, hold me like a closer.
Hey Sunshine, how you doing? Big up yourself.
Hold me like a closer.
All right, let me check Nene. Let me check Nene now again. Hold on, Nene. Let me see if we get the audio situation resolved. Nene, you there?
I have headphones, but they have the iPhone cord, so it's not gonna work.
Sorry?
I have the iPhone cord, so it's not gonna work.
Okay. Is it plugged in? Because I'm hearing you the same.
It's not gonna work.
Oh, it's not gonna work. Okay, Nene, let me ask you a question. Is it part? Yeah, see that extension right there. Let me ask you. Could you join the link with your phone then? Because the audio really sound bad, and your story is so remarkable that I don't want the audio to get in the way of people really hearing the story. Is it possible you could join the link with like a phone, so that we could resolve the audio problem? Because yeah, the audio really sound bad. Is it possible? Hey? Yeah. If you could just click the link, on your phone and then join with your phone, it is that important. The audio it doesn't sound horrible, but I know the audience is not really gonna hear you too clear, and I want them to hear you clear. I want that audio to come out proper. All right, Judith, how you doing? Big up yourself. You there still?
I'm here.
All right. You want to try it with your phone?
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do it now.
Sorry?
I'm trying to do it now.
Okay. All right. Cool. No problem. I'll look for you when you come in with your phone. All right, guys. This is the opportunity to share up the program. Share it up. We have this story of domestic abuse turned into self-defense, turned into, I'll let you tell the rest of the story. It is a chiller, right? It is a chiller. All right. Stand by, guys. Stand by, stand by, stand by. We're fixing the audio. We're fixing the audio.
She said the seed me have the planted. If I the
In the meantime, what did you guys do this weekend? What did you guys do this weekend? Type up on there. Tell me what you guys did this weekend.
pushing it all the way. Drop your knees and bend your back. Pushing it all the way.
Yeah, the suspense is killing me. Yeah, listen, it's gonna worth the wait. Trust me, it's gonna absolutely worth the wait.
Hold me like a closer.
Yeah, it's gonna worth the wait.
Hold me like a closer. And push it like a further.
In fact, I really wanted to hear. I want you guys to hear this story so much today that whatever else plans that we had in store for today, I think that it was necessary that we bring Nene on. It simply was because, you know, this is the domestic violence month, right? This is domestic violence month, and I think we get Nene in now. Let me see. Yeah. All right.
Can you hear me better?
All right. Let me see. Nene, you there?
Can you hear me better?
I can hear. Yeah, I can hear better. You got the headphone on? I know with the headphone will be proper. We're proper, ready to go. All right.
How's that?
How you-
How's that?
That's perfect.
All right.
That is perfect. Nene,
Okay,
I feel like I know you. I feel like we're friends for a long time, years. Why do I have that feeling? Why do I have that feeling like I know you?
I don't know. Maybe because you got that personality. You got a great vibe.
It's possible. It's possible.
It's definitely possible.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very friendly.
Yeah, well, I try. Lois JJ don't say the same thing about me, however. She have all the bad things to say, by the way. But if you say that, yes, I will take your word for it. So, Nene, talk to us about. Let's go back a little bit.
Okay.
Nene, growing up, where were you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
I moved to Wilmington, North Carolina. When I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I moved to North Carolina when I was in middle school. And it was kind of like fight or flight. Then for my mom.
Right.
And summer vacation turned to a stay.
Yeah.
So I graduated high school, but my whole childhood I was a fighter. I had to fight. If it wasn't my battle, it was for my sister. You know, so I've been a fighter my whole life. So I felt like I always had to fight my way out of everything. I had to defend myself. I had to defend those around me. You know, and finished high school, finished Job Corps, and I just became a cook. So I have no kids, by the way. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah. So you say you always get into fights. Like, were you the one that's?
No, definitely, absolutely not. I'm not a trouble child.
Fight came to you.
All the time. It was either because I felt like my smile was my weakness, you know, or oftentimes than most, it was my sister's battles. So regardless of what it was, if I didn't have to defend myself, I had to defend my sister.
Right.
So regardless of what it was like I always seen myself in conflict.
Right. Right.
And I just felt like it was just that town. It was that city, and I still feel like that to this day.
Really?
Mhm.
High school. High school. Let's talk about high school.
Oh, high
How
school.
how was high school?
High school, I was a loner. I never really, I never really had too many friends. Um, I had plans on going to the Air Force when I was in
Uh-huh.
high school. I was actually, I was kicked out of high school behind my sister. Um, y- when you coming from a family where they tell you that one fight, all fight, and if one comes home bloody, then you're gonna be bloody. It's like you have really no options.
Right.
She can't go. It's no way in the world she can go home with a black eye without me having a black eye.
Right.
So I always had to. I always had the feeling for my sister, always, and that's how I always felt. I was just like, well, my mom's not gonna put her hands on me. I'm not about to get no butt whipping. So, somebody got to get it. You know.
Okay.
So, but I wouldn't say no. No, I wasn't. I was never a trouble child. I'm not. I've never been a type to go out looking for trouble. I don't. I don't pick fights. I'm not a bully. That's
Right.
that's not what I'm getting at. No.
Right. 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 So do you find yourself getting into fights mostly with women or sometimes men?
Mostly women.
Mostly women.
I would say it's always a woman. Always.
Right. Right.
I have arguments or confrontation with a man, but as far as like battles, fights, things like that, it's been with a woman.
Okay.
Always with a woman.
I wanna get into relationships a bit.
All right.
How was you and relationships? Did you have problems? Did you I mean, how easy was it to fall in love and all of these times, teenagers, growing up, adolescent?
I never really had too many relationships,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. I've had to count on my hand. I can count about five real relationships, and I'm 31.
Right.
My very first real relationship, I came up pregnant, and like I said, I had plans on going to the Air Force, so I had an abortion, and after that, it was just kind of like I really couldn't see myself in a relationship. And so it took years and years for me to sit here and actually be able to consider the thought of a relationship. Nevertheless, love,
Mm-hmm.
and then I come from a family where I was the black sheep.
Right.
I never really knew what love was. Um, when it came down to holidays, birthdays, I never had it. I never knew the feeling. I just knew it was a holiday, so I was supposed to feel good. I
Right.
didn't have school, so I felt good.
Wow.
But as far as like everybody getting gifts and showing off their new school clothes and stuff like that, no, I didn't have that. I couldn't even tell you what it was like
Okay.
because I came from I mean, my grandmother raised me the majority of my life, and she struggled.
Right.
So with her struggling, it wasn't really too much that she can give me. But my mom stayed in the same town, same city.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So go to
What
show you, I
what
was a black sheep.
I don't like that term, by the way.
I learned to live with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of grew on me. I turned from a black sheep to a black unicorn. I'm fine with it.
Wow. Now, relationships never really serious, serious, serious. What about the relationship or a relationship that you got into that you really considered to be a serious type relationship?
You said describe one?
No, no, no. Which one off? Because you said getting into relationship was you never really was that serious about any. Were there one that happened and you considered to be serious? And
Yeah, it
how?
was a few.
Yeah. Let's talk about let's talk about the serious ones. And how did you know that you were ready for that relationship? What what brought you to think that you were ready for that relationship? How did you came of age into that relationship?
To be honest with you, since you
Uh,
put it like that, I really can't name a time that I was actually ready for a relationship, but I can say that every situation that I got myself into, it formed into a relationship, if that makes sense.
Oh, I see. What were you looking for though? What was your vision? Was it something that you were looking for that you couldn't find, or no person could have give you that, or were you looking too hard?
I think that I wasn't looking hard enough because maybe if I was looking, I really wouldn't have. I feel like I would have found different qualities that I would have been looking for if I was looking for a relationship.
What's the quality you're looking for?
I'm looking for somebody that can be consistent.
Right,
Well, I'm not even saying I'm looking because I'm married,
right,
but
right, right. That you were looking for somebody that was
I
consistent.
was looking for somebody that was consistent. I was looking for somebody with some goals. I was looking for somebody, I was looking for, I guess you could say, security.
Right.
I was looking for security,
Yeah.
bar none.
Security, what? Financial security,
A-
stability,
All the way
kind
around the
of love.
board. I didn't want to have to fight for, I didn't want to always have to defend myself. I didn't want to always have to pay my way. I didn't
Right,
want to always have to, go to sleep in an empty house. I
right,
just, I mean, just, I guess companionship,
right.
company,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah. So, were there one specific relationship after not having so many, and now you're married, so you are that we'll talk about a little bit later. Were there one relationship that you fell head over heels with, and what made you feel like it was head over heels, and why did you accept certain things?
Um, I, whew, I would say I had a few prospects.
Yeah, guys, if you just join us, we're talking here to Nene, and Nene is gonna share a part of her story right now, which I want a lot of you guys to pay close attention to, right? Um, because it defines a lot of what is happening right now. It defines a lot of um, what men and a lot of women find themselves in right now. It is something that we all know. Some of us witness. It's called domestic abuse. And when domestic abuse turns bad or turns devastating, or when to identify it and how she identified it, and how that domestic instant caused her to completely change her life. You back? Nene, you there? Are you hearing me, Nene?
I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm here. Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you fine. I'm hearing you fine. All right. So we're in a surreal, calm, better environment now. 'Cause I want you to be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about that particular situation. The particular instant that you would say had really changed your whole trajectory of life, changed your life completely.
Mm. Situation that changed my life. That's a real good choice of words.
Hmm.
Situation that changed my life. I allowed somebody to come into my life thinking that they meant me good. I had met him, and I met him through a family member of mine, and that was the canvas to my security. I felt like I could be comfortable. I should have been able to be comfortable with with this guy, and we started off as friends, as often relationships do, and went from friends to us actually supporting one another and being there for one another. Doing things that real good friends often do for each other. And of course, the lines get crossed when sexual intimacy come into play. And you know, When you're so used to somebody, you're so comfortable with them, it's like nobody could tell you anything wrong about this person. And my family, a member of my family actually tried to tell me that I shouldn't be with him. I shouldn't talk to him. I shouldn't deal with him in no kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. I should never deal with him. And us as women, we often try to jump on the defense. Oh, he's not like that. Oh, he's not going to do me like that.
What were some of the things that you was told that would sway you the other way from him? Is he a
I
bad
was
person?
told that he bashed out the windows of one of his ex's house. I was told that he used to also stalk another female.
Hmm.
And I was told to even look up his criminal history. All of these things I ignored. I ignored. And it was only for my security. I didn't have to pay all my bills by myself. Even
Right,
if he slept in the living room on my couch, I still had company. It was like I told myself things to try and justify it. I
right,
was also told that he was HIV positive. Sorry. But all things that I actually ignored because I felt like it really wasn't pertaining to me,
right,
And when I say that, I mean we weren't having unprotected sex. Um, it wasn't it really wasn't supposed to be what it really what people portrayed it to be, more or less.
right. So you're
And
hearing all this stuff. You're hearing all this stuff, and you
it's
you went
it's it,
head in, not listening, not really considering. I mean, that's understandable because a lot of us say love is blind, and sometimes when people telling us about this person, we thinking, nah, they can't tell us about. I want to experience it myself. Was it a mistake?
yeah. It was one of the biggest ones. Almost cost me my life in more ways than one. When I found out that he was supposed to be positive, even still to this day, I can't tell you if he was or if he wasn't because I have no idea.
So you didn't even inquire to find out if he is HIV positive.
No, it was like it was just lingering in the back of my mind, and it was just when you let something just fester and you don't ask questions, you don't deal with it, you don't vent about it, you don't talk about it, it becomes it becomes the common denominator to a lot of stress, a lot of depression, a lot of
Yes,
anxiety.
yes.
And I just kept it bottled in. I kept it bottled in so long to where I started losing weight.
Ooh,
And it started bothering me then even more. Because what they say, when you start losing weight, it's like that's the main factor.
yes,
So it came to a time to where I started just, I started thinking on dwelling on things that I didn't have, and I was like, I'll never be able to have a family. If I actually had this, I would never be able to have a regular life. I'll never be able to have another boyfriend or
yeah.
really feel love. So I had an attempt on my life, and I almost committed suicide behind that. Behind not talking, not opening my mouth, not finding somebody to reach out to. I reached out to my father, and I told my father that everything that was, really going on, it didn't have nothing to do with how he raised me. And my father took suicide 101, so he knew what was going on. So at that time, he called my aunt, told my aunt what was going on, and my aunt rushed over there to my house. By the grace of God, she was the only one that actually had a key to my home. She
Hmm.
came in, she saw me in the bathtub, she saw me bare, bearing my crosses.
Yeah.
And she told me I had two options because she had already called the ambulance. She said I had two options: to get in this ambulance voluntarily or involuntarily. And involuntarily means that they're going to strap me to a bed. So I took voluntarily. I would use my own 2 feet, and I would get my behind on this ambulance. She sat there with me for as long as she could, and she sat there with me till they took me to the suicide ward. I stayed in there for 4 days, and I'll never forget this doctor, Dr. Trigg. She was my savior. She um she turned the screen around to me on my fourth day, and she told me that I was the biggest fool, because all I had to do was reach out. All I had to do was open my mouth,
Right.
and help was right there at the end of my fingertips. And if a lot of people really sit here and know that, and know that they can get genuine help, not somebody to sit here and go tell your business, to go tell somebody else your business, but somebody that can get genuine, honest, unconditional help, I feel like they would.
Or just someone to just listen to you.
Just listen.
Just listen. And we
That's it.
understand. Yeah. Yeah.
But after I left the suicide ward, I left a whole different woman. I moved out of that place, out of the home that I was in, because I felt like it was too toxic. I moved. I got a whole new place. I even started thinking different, moving different, living different, feeling different, because I had a reason to. I
Yeah.
had a second chance at life.
Yes.
I dodged a major bullet.
Yes.
So I even started dating again, and it just so happened that I was dating an officer at this time.
Uh-huh.
Um, Mind you, at this time the guy was out of sight, out of mind. Being that when I moved, I left in silence. I left in silence, and one night out of the blue, me and the guy that I was dating at the time, we
Yes.
went out. We went out to go play some pool. Come back home. We came back to my house. As soon as we come back, um, I'm changing, getting comfortable, getting ready for bed, and all of a sudden I hear this boom at my door.
Mm-hmm.
It's him kicking my door in. How
The
does
guy,
he know where I stay?
the, the,
Yes,
the, the past boyfriend guy.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know where I live? I don't even know. But by the grace of God, I don't even know if it. I doubt if it even made a bit of difference. But the police officer that I was seeing, he made a statement. There were police reports.
Right.
There were restraining orders. I put everything in place that I felt like I needed to defend myself and to get some kind of justice behind all of that.
Right.
But it was to no avail. Um, and oof,
Don't fall.
soon, uh, it just really all came to a head. He was stalking. I used to get unannounced visits 4 o'clock in the morning. Bam knocks at my door. Sometimes my window getting shattered.
Same
Um,
guy. Same guy.
Same guy, same guy. After all the police reports, after everything,
So
everything,
he became from your boyfriend to now your stalker.
exactly, exactly,
Full-time stalker.
exactly.
Police report couldn't stop him.
Restraining orders couldn't stop
Restraining
him.
order couldn't stop him. He would
It got
just
to
show
the
up.
point. Yeah, he'll just show up blatantly middle of the night, wake me up out my sleep, knowing obviously if you've been stalking me, you know I got work in the morning, knowing all of these things, and it just it used to annoy me because I used to come out my door and I would see him. Like I stayed on a dead end street, so I would see him come down my street and make a U-turn just so he know that I seen him.
Right.
And I would get so annoyed to where not like now I started fighting back. You're not gonna keep making me feel like you know, I'm backed into a corner.
Right.
So every time I used to see him, when I started seeing him, I just started throwing stuff at his car. I started doing
How
things to him
long?
and
How long?
antagonize him.
How long was the stalking happening for? How long did you notice he was
Ooh.
stalking you for?
I found out I didn't know that he was stalking me until my neighbor that was stayed a few, like she stayed a few houses down from me. She told me that he was stalking me.
Right.
That's when I initially found out, because she told me that he'd sit at the corner and watch and stare across the street to my house. It just got to the point where, I mean, you can't just keep letting people walk over you. You
Right.
can't keep making people feel like they got some kind of power over you. You know what I
Right.
mean? I just felt like I had to fight back. And if I didn't, it'll be my life.
Right. Understand. So, what happened that you, when you actually fought back? What did you do? What happened? What led up to you fighting back?
What led to me fighting back was I called the police one night to my house after he busted the window out my house. 4 o'clock in the morning, bust the window out my house. And they told me that they couldn't sit there and wait at my house to see if he came back. They
Right.
couldn't be my 24-hour security. That alone let me know that I was unprotected. I was unguarded. And this man could do whatever he wanted to do to me
Yes.
with no benediction. And that's when I realized that it it had to be me or him, because I can't keep moving. I can't keep leaving. I can't keep sitting here. I can't keep running.
Yes.
So August 11th, 4 days. Well, it happened August 10th, but technically August 11th, 3 days before my birthday. Me and my sister, we went out to a club, and my homegirl told me that she saw him in there and he was watching me. I turned, and just as sure as she said it, he was there. So I started getting nervous then. When it was time for us to leave, I just went to my sister's house. I went over there for a little while to let everything die down, because I'm pretty sure he would have been at my house as soon as the club let out, knowing where I was. So about 4 o'clock in the morning is when I went home, and he was in my house. He was in my house,
He was
and the
inside
only
of your
way
house or at your house?
he was he was inside of my house, inside of my house,
Inside
pitch
of your
black,
house.
inside my house, inside my house. I went. As soon as I opened the door, I heard a creak. I left it. I checked it up to jitters, and I was nervous and things like that. But then I had got upstairs and I started going towards the bathroom, and I heard it again. I heard more than one this time. And as soon as I sat here and I heard it start coming towards me, I just sat here and I panicked. But then I knew I wasn't dreaming.
All right. We lost her, but she'll be back. This part of the program, you guys need to pay close attention to. Now, I want you guys to also pay close attention to Hummelin Marisho. She's posting on there, and she has a lot of resources, right? Because so far, what we're seeing here is an obsessive type of situation. One, the person was stalking her. He was coming around. I mean, there was police report. There was uh, everything that legally supposed to stop him. But the brother couldn't be stopped. At least what he told himself is that he couldn't be stopped. So she was forced to take other measures, but still, to no avail. Nothing happened. It continued and it continued and it continued. And when we get back, she'll be back to tell the other side of the story. Don't move, we'll be right back.
Hey, I got some good news for you. Looking for a passionate immigration lawyer with experience that spans over 2 decades? Someone trusted that served immigrant families just like yours? Well, look no more. Now you can benefit from her personal and professional experience. Diane Winter Funde. Schedule a consultation now and get assistance with your immigration journey. Specialize in adjustment of status, B1 business visa, B2 visitors visa, consular processing, deportation defense, naturalization, and more. Give us a call today at 813-815-3529. That's 813-815-3529 or online at winterimmigration.com. Attorney Diane Winter Funde. Law done differently.
Yeah, we're still waiting to reconnect with Nene.
You gotta be firm in this time, son.
I didn't hear nothing yet. Hopefully it's not a battery that died, because I want you guys to hear the other part of the story. Earlier today, Lynn Lois, doing some investigation, sent me an article, full article, as to what happened on that night that she was leading up to before she got cut off. She's back. She's going to tell us the other side of the story. Nene is back with us. Nene, you back?
I'm here. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. We could hear you. You're charging up your phone? Yeah, I figured. iPhone. I could tell. All right. All right. All right, Nene. So on that day, you came in. You unmute yourself. Yeah. You saw this guy inside of your house, knowing fully well he means no good. He been stalking you. You frightened. What happened?
We tussle. I sit here and I try and like basically I'm just running. I'm trying to sit here and stay away from him. And I'm trying to sit here and get my keys, trying to get to my phone. Come to find out my phone was dead. Couldn't call anybody. So I sit here and I'm running outside. I'm running outside now. I'm running around my other car. I'm trying to get back in my house, trying to hurry up and lock him out. It's just it was a lot going on, and nobody that was close enough to sit here and reach me. It wasn't like so. As I'm trying to sit here and run around my car and trying to get back into the house, he puts his foot in my door. So as soon as he put his foot in the door, I sit here and I run 2-3 stairs at a time. I'm trying to hurry up and get back upstairs. As soon as I do, I reach into my nightstand and I grab my gun. I tell him, I said, just leave. Just leave. Like you cause enough damage as it is. Just leave. Just leave and just leave me be. Leave me alone. And he just sat here and he kept walking towards me saying, you gonna shoot me? Shoot me. Shoot me. At that moment I knew that it was no end. It was no end. If I couldn't even call the police, and even if I did, what would they do? It was no end. So I did what I felt like I had to do to sit here and defend me and to get me out of the corner that he put me in. And I shot. As soon as I pulled the trigger, he fell. That was the first time I actually sat here and seen somebody drop ever from a bullet, a knife, anything. That was my first ever. So I didn't believe him. I didn't see no blood. I didn't see a speck of blood. I didn't believe him. So while he was down, I felt like that was my time to run down to my neighbor and try and sit here and bam on their door for them to sit here and try and call for some help. And I told him, no, he was just like, help me. I said, if you still on this floor by the time I get back up here, I'll call you some help. I went downstairs and I sat here and I tried to knock on the door. First time she didn't answer. I got back upstairs, he was still in the same spot. So then I sat here and started bamming on her door. Just bamming. I'm panicking now. Just bamming, just because he couldn't die. I didn't want him to die because if he died, then that's murder. And that's what I couldn't deal with that. I didn't think I could anyway.
Right.
Regardless of what the circumstances, the situation may be, I didn't think I could live with it. Especially after knowing that I did everything that I could by the book to defend myself. I couldn't live with it. So my neighbors, they finally answered the door. And when she answered it, she said, and she called the police, and she said that she heard everything. She heard everything. And still couldn't help. When the police out here got there to my house, I was so nervous, and they was just sitting here. They were searching. They were searching everything and all this that all that and whatever the case may be. And they said it was protocol. I said that's fine. Then they gave me some papers. They gave me some papers to sign. You could tell. You could tell by my different by the signature difference that I didn't sign. I didn't sign for no approval or no warrant. They searched my house.
So the papers that they gave you to sign was to approve to search your house.
I'm not. I don't even think so. But that the signatures don't even match. To be honest with you, I got to look back into my motion of discovery, but one of those papers don't match my signature, my actual signature.
Right.
Something along the lines in my case was not done by the books, not by far.
Right. I wanna. We're talking about the case right now, but I want to just go back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. I understand, and many viewers that's watching right now, I think they could understand as well. You were put in a predicament where you had a choice of your life or his life,
Correct.
and you defended yourself.
Correct.
Luckily, you had a loaded firearm in your possession. You took it out and you shot. Did you aim for his leg, for his foot, for his arm? Did you even know where he was aiming? Did you ever take target practice to know like where to shoot? Where you end up hitting him?
I hit him in the neck.
Mm.
Never had target practice a day in my life. Never shot a gun a day in my life.
Wow. He fell. You ran out crying for help. Police came and like they tricked you to get some papers signed so they could search you. And of course, arrested you and charged you.
And charged me.
What was the charge?
Initially, it was manslaughter. I mean, initially, it was assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill.
Did you have license to carry?
I did not.
Okay. So that I'm assuming was another charge on top of.
No, that's the crazy thing. No,
Wasn't?
I didn't get a I didn't get a stolen firearm charge. I didn't get a firearm. What is it?
I don't know the legal term, but they didn't charge you for having
I,
a firearm that you shouldn't have. I was
yeah.
reading an article today, and it says, and that's from the WECT6 news.
Yes.
And that article says that woman now charged with murder after shooting a victim who dies 4 months later. Initially, they said that he was charged for accused of shooting. What was it? I'm not going to mention the person name. We're not going to mention the person name at all. We agreed that we're not going to do that. The shooting was. I'm trying to see the area where they said what he was accused of. Accused of shooting. Charged on Thursday, accused of shooting, according to the Burlington Police Department, Johnson. They didn't say, but charged with deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury. That's what it was initially. That's what he was charged for initially. Um, and we learned that
on
he passed
December.
away 4 days after. How did you deal with all of this?
By suppressing it. I suppressed it all. It wasn't nothing I can do. And I came to the conclusion of that before the incident even happened. It was nothing I could do. Nothing I could do.
But did you explain or did you mount a case on self defense? Did you get a lawyer? Did you try to get, a self defense claim? This guy was coming at you. He was in your house.
My family actually got me the best lawyer that they thought was suitable for my case. I actually had the senator as my attorney. The senator as my attorney. And the best that they could do for me was probation. Probation. And you said it yourself. Said it yourself. Manslaughter, I mean, assault with a deadly weapon,
Yeah,
murder one. From murder one to manslaughter.
yeah. Because he died. Were there a self defense in your
There,
defense in court?
there is self defense. There is a self defense law in North Carolina.
And
There,
what were you officially charged for?
what was I initially charged for?
Yeah, what was the charges against you in court? I should ask.
Assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill or inflicting serious injury. That was my only charge. Only charge.
Okay, the judge ruled. What was the final ruling by the judge?
Probation.
Did you spend any time in prison?
I spent 6 months fighting my case.
And did you get any bail?
My bail was $1 million when I initially entered that jail. When he passed, they revoked my bond.
So you had to stay.
I had to stay.
You had to stay.
No,
You know,
no trial release. No nothing. I had to stay.
and as difficult as it is, I mean, you didn't have a choice. You know what? There's so much messages going in the chat, and people who are watching and could see the frustration and the anger and what you went through, and they just I just invite them. If anyone just want to call and say something real quick, I'll give you guys an opportunity to do so. 718-701-5720. Nene is with us and she's sharing her story here. Very touching story. Been placed in a domestic situation where she had no other choice but to do what she did. She pulled for a firearm and she fired. Never had, firearm training before. She fired. End up hitting ex-boyfriend, turned stalker in the neck. He died 4 days later. Charge upgraded.
No,
Bail
he died 4 months later.
4 months later. Sorry, 4 months later. Bail upgraded after the report of his death. She had to stay in jail for 6 months. How? I think we're getting a call on the WhatsApp. Let me take this call on the WhatsApp. Caller, you live? Go right ahead. Hold on 1 second, caller. Let me put you up on the. Caller, you live? Go right ahead.
Yes, it's Patricia. I'm calling from Canada, and I just want to say to the lady
Yes.
that you know what? God is a good God, and she's a very strong person. And she did what she had to do, and she don't have to feel bad about it.
Yes.
When you're in that situation, you do whatever you have to do to protect yourself. I was in that same situation and nobody knows. I'm lying here and all I could do is cry because I feel hopeless. And people don't understand. It's not an easy thing to deal with. And
Yes.
after all these years, I've been divorced more than almost 14 years now,
Mm.
away from my ex-husband because I left my country. I came to Canada.
God bless you.
I'm here. It's going to be 20 something years. And today, because I watched that, everything that happened to me came back because I'm looking at her. I have moved on. I am in a better place. And sometimes people say what to leave and whatever it is. It's not so easy getting away from an obsessive beast like that. That's
It,
what they are. They are pure animals.
Yeah.
And I just want to say to her, just thank God for her survival. Walk with her head up. It's not easy to get rid of it because look at me today. I am crying because whatever she's talking about, I've been there. I left my country and came to Canada because of that. And this man came here and he came here to actually kill me.
Yeah.
And I thank God for the goodness or the good people in Canada that helped me. I have forgiven him and moved on. But the thing is, it's very hard to get rid of that pain
Yes.
because it all, look at me today, it all came back to me just as it was yesterday. I moved on. It's been 20 something years I'm in Canada, 21 years.
Yes.
But it's very hard. And you know what? Kudos to her. I need her to love herself, pamper herself, treat herself good. Just love her, love her, love her.
Yes.
And I'm sending her hugs and sending her all the love I could give her from.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Canada. We appreciate you so much.
thank you. Thank you so
Call
much.
ended.
718-701-5720 is our number here if you want to say something really quickly to Nene. Nene, there's a lot of love out there.
I'm seeing it.
And
Oh God, I
yeah,
appreciate it.
there's a lot of love out there. I wanna talk about this part, right? It is not, I don't know how you feel about it or if you okay in talking about it, but I know it could be tough and probably you could explain it a little bit more. How was that 6 months that you spent? How did you cope? How did you deal with it?
When I was incarcerated, it was tough. It was tough. But what gave me strength was the fact that it was younger girls in there. It was
Hmm.
young girls in there with lighter crimes, lighter charges,
Right.
and they were stressed out, crying in corners, going to the suicide ward. They were going through a lot with minor charges. So I felt like maybe maybe I'm here for a real reason. You know,
Right.
everything happened for reasons, and me and my husband, we're real big on that. Everything happened for reasons, and I felt like I was called to that jail,
Yeah.
regardless of what my circumstances was. I felt like I'm here for a reason, and I mean, uplifting those girls in there, it brought me joy,
Right.
and the only problem that I really had in there was the fact that I work for a living.
Right.
I'm not in the streets. I don't sell drugs. I don't do drugs. I don't sell my body. I'm not in the streets.
Right.
So for me to sit here and have to listen to somebody day in and day out tell me what I can and can't do,
Right.
that's what my problem was in there. my problem was people overstepping their authority. That was my problem.
Right.
Anything other than that, everything. I mean, jail is not what people make it out to be, and I'm not saying that just so people could sit here and just go and make themselves comfortable. No, it's a lot that you're missing out on. Um, I missed the graduation. I missed the birth of my nephew. I missed a lot while I was in there. So I'm not gonna say it's a walk in the park, because when they came back there and they told me that he died, I knew that I had to be stronger than I looked, because in there you only had two options: go to your cell or go to suicide. Those are your choices.
Go to your
So
cell or go to suicide.
go to your cell peacefully or go to suicide.
What about altercation? Did that occur? I know oftentimes people talk about the fights that happen in jail, the punishments like confinements and all of
It
these other things. It
it
happened.
happens. I got into an altercation in there as well. Um, it was kind of hilarious for the most part. Now that I really think of it, because me and the girl, we actually we became friends after that.
Hmm.
So but you want me to tell the story? Can I tell the story?
Yeah, sure. We want to hear the story.
Okay.
I don't mind hearing the story.
Me and another inmate, we were walking around. We were walking around the recreational area. Um, and it just so happened I looked over at the kiosk. The kiosk is this computer machine that you go on to order all your canteen, like your hygiene, your food, things like that. And I saw her on the kiosk, but she was under another inmate's name. So I went and told the inmate that she was on the kiosk under her name. And the girl that I was walking around the recreation area with, she went to the CO and told the CO that was on the kiosk. So when she went over there, the COs went to her and on the kiosk and told her she had to stay and get off. And all I told the girl was, if you go get on that kiosk and it tell you that you gotta wait 30 minutes before you can get on again, then you know I was right. I just didn't want no conflict, but I didn't want to sit here, I didn't want to see something and not let her know what was going on under her name, because that's her money.
Right.
So everything came to a head when the CEOs got involved, and the girl came over there to my table where I was sitting, and she started bamming on my table. I'm like, I'm not gonna take too much of this. We already in jail. It's nothing more that they can really sit here and do. So you come over, like, take a couple more steps. So come closer to me, honey. And I'm getting up. I'm getting up. And as much as she bammed on my table, the COs never came over there at all to stop her or nothing. Nothing. Soon as I get up and I grab that chair, they try and sit here and call support. Support is a whole gang of them when they all come up in the pod. So when they came, so soon as they sat here and started, well, before we got into the fight, before she called support, I grabbed the chair, I hit her with it, and by the time support came in there, she was kind of like laid on the table.
Mm.
But we both got on lockdown. My 30 days went to 45 days, because I don't know about a lot of women, but I'm a hygiene fiend. My hygiene with me is everything. You could take my bed, you could take my shoes, you could even take my hair products. But don't take no water that I'm supposed to sit here and shower with. Don't try and deny me the time to wash my behind, because
Right.
then it was a problem. That, like I said, my biggest issue in there was not the inmates, it was the COs.
Right. Right.
Their abuse of authority.
Right.
So my 30 days on lockdown went to 45 days, because I tried to get a superior to come in there, and I flooded the cell. I know you're
And
not nothing like that, but
what's that?
I've um I put a I put a towel in the toilet and I flushed it. I kept flushing it till it flooded the cell.
Oh, it flooded the cell. Okay, okay, okay. And you got more time added into it. You,
Yes.
you was a bit of a badass, I should say.
No, no, no. No. It was like the only way that you could really sit here and get a superior to come in there is if there's conflict, if there's altercations, and it's like, it's sad to say, but everywhere in society, nobody respects nothing but violence. Whether if it's in your family, on the streets, in the jail, they don't respect nothing but violence, and it's sad and it's hurtful because that's the only way that's the only thing that get people attention.
Right. I understand. Understand. I want to, I mean, that was a scenario, that was a portion of what happened there. But the focus that I want everybody to understand here and still revert back to is the fact that you were placed in a situation where you had absolutely no other choice and you did what you had to do. And what transpired changed your life. I mean, this situation got you locked up. But if you didn't do what you have to do, have you ever thought about what would have happened to you or what position that you would be in because of love? Kind of like that. That's what it was initially. Did it ever play back in your head like, if I didn't do this, that's where I would have been, and I had to do this, and I did it, and now I'm still locked up paying for it? Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Absolutely. I think about it, and I think about my situation with my probation officer, and I also think about it even more when it comes to his family, because I mean, I know we're all women, but that's his family.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can't expect for them to think that you did something noble or you did something to protect yourself, because regardless of what you did, that's still short a loved one. So I at first I used to sit here and try to, you know, have high hopes on getting some kind of reconciliation, excuse me, with
Right.
these people. But then I'll just, like, with everything that's, going on with the court system and all of that kind of stuff, I just, I don't know. I like to keep out of it
Right.
and just keep it to a minimum. I feel like it's the hardest part is over. The hardest part is already over. And now I just got to pick up the pieces.
Yes.
Even 4 years later, I got to pick up the pieces.
They say hindsight is always 2020, clear as day. And now you have a chance to look back at all of the things that has transpired, the changes, the alter, your life changes, all of this stuff. What would you have done differently? Because there are people that's watching, and some of them are in abusive type relationship. It might be emotional abuse, it might be physical abuse. Nonetheless, it's abuse. Uh, what advice would you give to some people that's watching right now as to avoid what you've been through?
Listen, that's what I tell them. Listen, people don't tell you things to hurt other people. They tell you things to better you, to help you. And it's only out of love that people will tell you things like that.
Right.
And I just say, I wouldn't necessarily say listen to everything that you hear, but I say pick and choose your ears, because the ones that you need to listen to could be right there in your face.
That is so true. Yeah.
And you turn a blind eye because you feel like, oh, that might be not who they want you to end up with. It might be like that for a reason.
Yeah.
Take it into consideration. And not everything has to be taken with a grain of salt.
Mhm.
Just and then also I have another one. Mm, never ever, never be admit to, never be scared to admit that you're scared.
Never be scared to admit that you're scared.
Yep. Never be. Don't act like you can't admit that a situation is too much for you.
Right.
And through everything, keep faith because that's the only thing that keep us alive out here.
Yeah. And we publish some information. Hermelin published some information. We have a program here called Top Five, and they had a program yesterday where we started off the month of domestic abuse, stop domestic abuse, and Hermelin published a list of 5 things that one should pay attention to. One of it was to I can't remember all of it, but one of it was to never reveal your intention. Like, don't let the person know that you're going to leave them, or don't articulate that. Don't talking about that. If you're going to do it, just do it. Try to conceal your emotion, your that information, because as you said, he just showed up at your house. How the hell did he know where you live? Somehow he tracked you, he followed you, or whatever the case might be. Uh, but it's important. It's important, as it relates to domestic violence. Pay attention. Another thing I want to put out there is, because I heard so much people said it before, domestic abuse doesn't start by someone slapping you or kicking you or cuffing you. Sometimes it starts very, very small. Like they might tell you that they don't want you to put this on, this, don't do this, don't, like little stuff like that, and then it builds and it builds and it builds into where they're slapping you and kicking you and cuffing you. But it doesn't start with the physical. It sometimes starts with that type of control, verbal control. All of these things are that people should look out to and look for in relationships. Uh, I'm going to give you full screen with your opportunity to talk to our audience about everything that you learned about this particular situation and how we could change others' lives. As well as, I want you to also plug your book, because your book is also available on Amazon. We want folks to go and check it out. So go ahead, talk to the audience. Tell them about, just talk to them. Just talk to them. Give you full screen.
Um. Well, I just want to say that it's never too late for you guys to sit here and just reach out and talk to somebody. I mean, when I say I went through the trenches. I went through the trenches in real life, and it was only by the grace of God that I was able to pull myself out. I
Yes.
was in a place. I was in a dark place where I could see no daylight. I couldn't even see a nickel if it. I couldn't even see a nickel if it sparkled. I was. It was no joy. It was. It was just. I just felt. I don't know. I felt like I was alone.
Yeah.
And I felt like even if I was to sit here and go talk to somebody, they wouldn't even understand.
Yes.
And even and understanding or no understanding, I felt like it wasn't gonna be kept personal.
Right.
So I tell y'all that it's more than just friends and family out there that you can talk to. Even me.
Hmm.
At this point in time, I'm going to school for counseling and to be a peer support specialist because I found my passion. I love helping people. I love listening to people. I love talking to people, enriching people, empowering people. I love that. I love it because I wish I had it. I wish I had it. But I mean, you just got to take your cards that you dealt and just keep rolling with the punches.
Yeah.
Can't nobody live your life but you.
So true. What's the name of the book, Nene?
My book is called Hot Commodity.
Hot Commodity.
Yep, it's on Amazon. I'm still trying to tweak it a little bit so that I can get my hard, like the paperback forms,
Right.
back books, but it is available now on Amazon via ebook.
Hot Commodity, available now on Amazon. What's the name? What's the concept behind the name Hot Commodity?
Hot commodity, because commodity is something that it's a necessity. Commodities are things that they're not found. It's very hard to get. It's rare. So hot commodity, it came to me because, not to make light of my situation, but just to put a spin on it. I actually, I tweaked my story just a bit, and I made it into something that not only can be relatable, but you can actually be put in my shoes.
Right.
And you could take a stroll through them pages.
So true. So true. Nene, I'd like to thank you for, you know, festering up the strength. Because I know this wasn't hard. I mean, this wasn't easy, sorry, to come on here and share your story. And because every time you share the story, I understand it's like you're reliving those moments. And I understand it. It could be like tragedy all over again, keep replaying itself. But as you said to me earlier today, the more you tell the story, the more you share your story, ultimately, the easier it is for you. And I hope that a lot more people could start telling their story, because sometimes folks keep that festered up and they don't talk to their family, they don't talk to their friends, uh, and
Nobody. And
and
they
and it becomes like a bomb inside that's suddenly gonna explode on them. Even if they don't have to come on a platform like Ride Along, even if they don't have to come and do it on a public platform, find that person that you could talk to. Hermelin has a group, a support group, but it's important to also be a part of women and people, or not just women, but be a part of a group that have shared experience. And with those shared experience, it builds your strength, right? Hermelin has a group. We're going to share the link there as well, so you guys could join. We have a support group here on Ride Along as well. And even with someone that's going through this, they may want to just have a word with you, because they may not want to come and talk to us on Ride Along, but you could give them strength as well. Uh, so I thank you so much for taking this responsibility, which is a huge responsibility, because now you have everybody who's now going to see you, excuse me, as a source of strength. And I really appreciate you coming on, starting off or Ride Along domestic abuse month of broadcasts, and appreciate you 110%. And as we say over here, welcome to the family, because we're going to be keeping in touch and seeing how things going with you. And now you're married, things have changed for you, and things are looking good for you. And we congratulate you and all the positive things that you continue to do with your life. Appreciate you so much.
beautiful. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, guys. So that was Nene. Hermelin, I was making mention of Hermelin's group. It's called the Caribbean American Survivor Empowerment Group. You can message Hermelin for more information on that particular group. But it's important, right? Because I personally see a lot of people that are going through situations like similar to Nene, and they don't talk, right? They don't talk because there's like their mindset just kind of they block everybody off, and that person becomes the only source of information. And that's one of the other things that I'm sure Hermelin will speak more about. But by being apart and communicating and talking and just expressing yourself, it would help you tremendously. Another thing, while doing research for this program, we also learned that for women and men, because men get abused as well, identifying abuse, because abuse doesn't actually start, as I said, when somebody started kicking you down the stairs, right? It actually starts far before that. It starts sometimes by the simple control in words, in both ways, men and women. Men get abused too, eh? I tell all of that. Men get abused all the time. Men sometimes just don't talk about it, because if they go to the police station and report that the woman is abusing them, probably the police officers are not going to laugh at them. So a lot of men don't report abuse, but men do get abused as well. And oftentimes it starts, as I said, with the subtle, you can't do that, or you can't wear that, or you can't go there, or the simple thing like, why are you wearing that for? It start there, Dred. It start there. And then you allow it, and it goes to a next level. And then you allow that, then it goes to the next level. And then it keeps increasing and enhancing, because it keeps, it just keep upgrading itself. What you have to do is nip it in the butt. Don't even allow it to start. And that's for both men and women. Don't allow it to start. All right? And the easiest thing is not to get out. People are saying, why don't you just get out? Why don't you just leave? No, it's not so easy. It's not so easy to just leave an abusive relationship. It's not so easy, Jed. It's not so easy. So we urge anyone that's going through these situations right now. I'm gonna nominate Hermelin, because Hermelin group is very important. It's Caribbean American Survivor Empowerment Group. You guys should join that group, right? Talk with women and men who have shared experiences, and it would help you. It would definitely help you. And don't forget also, if you have a story to tell, if you have a story to share, we're always here to listen. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of our programming today. And I'm also gonna big up another event that's happening that I want you guys to check Hermelin for. While you're calling Hermelin and asking her about the group, she also has an event called Get Your Groove Back. Yeah, Get Your Groove Back. It's a virtual relationship summit that goes down on October 9th, 2020. Real life, real answers. Join up to this event for advice, relationship advice, and get your groove back. For more information, you could also message Hermelin, and she's going to give you all of those details and a whole lot more. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being a part of our programming today. We appreciate you. We love you. For everyone who shared, for everyone who liked, for everyone who loved, thank you so much. Make sure I'm not missing Deanna Winter Fun Day. Good night to you and all the Ride Along family. Don't forget, guys, we have so many programs here on Ride Along. We want you guys to check out. We have our Thursday and Saturday program with Dr. Z in the morning time at 8 a.m. We have Top 5 that comes up at 5 p.m. on Sundays. And of course, on Sundays at 8 p.m., you could also join me for the showdown. And of course, Ride Along Live, 6 p.m. prime time, weekdays, right here on the ride. Good night to everyone. Good night to one and all. And I'm going to post a vlog tomorrow as it relates to this COVID-19 thing that's been happening. I heard that the president probably signed himself out of the hospital, and he's making some claim that COVID-19 is not very serious, and some very false claim. Guys, do not fall for the okie doke. All right? Do not fall for the okie doke. COVID-19 is serious, and a lot of people is dying. A lot of people is infected. A lot of people are dying every single day. Over 210,000 Americans died from COVID-19. Almost 1,000 people dead every day because of COVID-19. COVID-19 is serious. Take it serious. Wear your mask, social distancing, and don't listen to no idiot statement. All right? Peace out, guys. Catch me tomorrow. Bye-bye.
And I'm a kind of fella. Put my trust in God. Put my trust in God. That simple means say nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can control me. Stick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can. Yo, just show me some strength. No weakness. Show me a lion tongue. Strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. Strength. No weakness. Show me a lion tongue. Everybody strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. That's when you're old. Your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, that's when you're old. Everything has to humble. Everything has to humble. Right now, you're tougher than steel. On this battlefield, you're tougher than steel. Shoulders to the wheel, you're tougher than steel. On this battlefield, you're tougher than steel. Yo, just show me some strength. No weakness, show me a lion tongue. Strength, no weakness, show them who we are. Strength, no weakness, show me a lion tongue. Everybody strength, no weakness, show them who we are. That's when you're old. Your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, that's when you're old. Everything has to humble. Everything has to humble. Strength. 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 Strength.
Hey, I got some good news for you. Looking for a passionate immigration lawyer with experience that spans over 2 decades? Someone trusted that served immigrant families just like yours? Well, look no more. Now you can benefit from her personal and professional experience. Diane Winter Funde. Schedule a consultation now and get assistance with your immigration journey. Specialize in adjustment of status, B1 business visa, B2 visitors visa, consular processing, deportation defense, naturalization, and more. Give us a call today at 813-815-3529. That's 813-815-3529 or online at winterimmigration.com. Attorney Diane Winter Funde. Law done differently.
Top 5 at 5. Educating. Empowering. Entertaining. We are the top 5.
Ridealong Live, where everyone has a story